got Miguel El Rey Rios Jr. taking on Ben Crowder. This is going to be a very exciting fight. For Rios, he's an undefeated fighter, both in his professional and his amateur career. He's got a ton of heart, and he gets better every time we see him in the cage. He's stepping up to Ben Crowder, who's an excellent boxer. So for Miguel to win this fight, what he's going to need to do is he wants to take the fight to the ground. He's focused on his training. He's focused a lot on his kickboxing skills. But I believe that Ben Crowder may be the superior striker. So for Rios, he wants to get the fight to the ground. He wants to change his levels. He wants to really work his angles and really look for that shot. He wants to kind of push the action, push Crowder up against the fence and score a good takedown to get position and either work for the ground and pound or look for a good submission. Ben Crowder, he's got excellent hands. He's got knockout power. He looks to stand up and throw bombs and take somebody out with every single shot that he throws. He's got that boxing experience. He's got really good footwork, and he's got great takedown defense. So it could pose a threat for Rios if Rios chooses to get into that range. Now for Crowder, the keys to his victory is to circle away from the shot of Miguel Rios. He wants to keep the fight standing, but he wants to keep the fight in the center of the ring. He doesn't want to get pushed up against the fence where Rios is going to have a better chance to take him down. So keep moving, throw a lot of punches, circle away from the shot, anticipate the shot, and more than anything, with a big striker like Crowder, is you don't want to overcommit with throwing those punches. If he overcommits, Rios is going to be able to sneak up under one of those punches and put him on his back, and that's not where he wants to be.
Ben and I have trained together. It won't change the way the fight will actually take place. It just gives me a little more insight and him a little more insight on our core skills. Ben has one punch knockout power. You don't have to ask too many people and they'll say the same. So that's what this fight's all about. It's brawler versus wrestler. You know, he's got that one punch and I've got a complete ground game for him. So that's what's gonna be so tough, is to get inside, make him into a wrestler, and make him fight my game.
We've got James Jabu taking on Cole Williams. You've got two really strong, aggressive wrestlers. In Jabu's case, he's a UFC veteran. He's got that experience on his side. He's also got a lot of cage time. He's got several fights under his belt. He's fought some really tough guys. He's very big and he's very athletic and strong for the welterweight division. He packs a lot of muscle onto his 6-foot frame. The keys to victory for Jabu is to really push the pace from the opening bell. He wants to really establish his dominance in the cage and his presence, and he wants to bully Williams. Williams is making his debut. He's got 3 professional fights under his record, all wins, all stoppages. But I think Jabu, in order for him to be successful, he's got to come out and take the win. He's managed to stay injury-free throughout this training camp, which is a big deal because the last time we saw Jabu in the cage, he was fighting with some serious injuries, and it cost him a loss. So it's good to see him back in full force. Cole Williams, he's got an excellent wrestling pedigree. He's both in his high school and his collegiate career. He's undefeated professionally and in his amateur career, so he's never tasted defeat. He's very hungry to be in the position that Jabu is. He's looking to get to the big show too, and he knows that a win over Jabu is going to catapult him right into the spotlight. The keys to victory for Cole Williams is he has to allow himself not to get bullied. He doesn't want to get put on his back by Jabu. Jabu's really strong and he's able to hold his position. If Williams gets put on his back, he may be there for the majority of the fight, and it's going to be really tough for him to get up. He wants to put Jabu in a position that he's uncomfortable in. He wants to put Jabu on his back, and he wants to work from there. He wants to execute that relentless ground and pound that he's known for, and he wants to come out and put on a good performance as well right from the opening bell.
With us both being wrestlers, obviously I think that's going to cancel each other out for the most part. I fully expect him just to try to use his wrestling. And I think, being the fact that I'm a wrestler, I'll be able to stop his takedowns, and my stand-up is way better than his, and I fully expect to be able to do major damage up on the feet. And probably ended the first round.
And in our main event of the evening, we've got Kevin the Fire Burns taking on Khalil Robinson. Kevin Burns is a 5-time UFC vet. He's very focused and intent on getting back to the big show. He's a BJJ purple belt. He's got excellent grappling skills. Although he's well versed in all aspects of the game. His striking, his kickboxing is top notch. For this training camp, he spent some time out in Salt Lake City training with world grappling champion Ricky Lundell. So I'm sure he's going to bring a few new tricks to the cage that he's going to want to use. The keys to victory for Burns, he's going to want to use his experience and his explosiveness. He's going to want to put Khalil Robinson on his back. Khalil Robinson is known as an excellent striker. So for Burns, regardless if he's striking, if he's taking the fight to the ground, he wants to really rely on his explosiveness. He's another guy like Jabu, who's very big and very strong for the welterweight division. I think that he can win the fight anywhere he wants, but like I said, I think he's going to want to really show Ricky Lundell that he picked up a few new tricks. Khalil Robinson is definitely not a pushover. It's definitely going to be a tough test for Kevin Burns. I think it's going to be probably one of the best fights of the night, if not the best fight of the year. Khalil Robinson comes with, like I said, an excellent striking background. He's a black belt in Taekwondo, and although the Taekwondo might not be as effective in the cage as some of the other martial arts, he's got excellent footwork, and he can strike from very odd angles. However, half of his wins have come by submission, so you kind of know what you're getting into when you step in the cage with him. You're either going to get put to sleep with his hands, or if he takes you down, he favors the rear naked choke. So he's going to be looking to take the back of his opponent. Now the keys to victory for Khalil Robinson is he really wants to stay active, and he wants to throw a lot of punches and a lot of combination and really use those angles. Anytime he ends up flat-footed, he's going to end up the target of either a big punch or kick from Burns, or he's going to end up on his back because Burns' takedowns have gotten really, really good. I think that Robinson needs to use that experience that he has. He's got a few more fights than Burns, and he's fought a lot of tough guys. He's not one to shy away from a tough fight either. His last 2 fights this year have been against multiple-time UFC vet and a multiple-time WEC vet. So he's used to taking those big risks and those tough fights. But again, I think the keys to victory for him is to keep the fight up on the feet, keep it moving, circle away from Burns' right hand, and throw a lot of punches.
I'm Kevin the Fire Burns, an 8-4 UFC veteran, taking on Khalil Robinson tonight. Up to this point, my training camp's been fantastic. I couldn't have asked for anything more to come out of my 8-week training camp. I feel strong, I feel explosive, I feel ready to put on a show for the fans. It's definitely going to be fireworks in the cage. There's nothing that's going to stop me. And Khalil, I hope you train hard, bud, because at the end of the day, I'm coming for blood, and I'm coming after you. From what I've seen on video, which is honestly very limited, he's a good striker, he's very explosive, and I know he's going to be coming at me full bore. It's just a matter of me keeping my hands up, staying clean, picking angles, and picking him apart. I would think that he would probably be thinking otherwise than to try to take me down. If he did, he'll get caught immediately. But I stand on making a point for the fans to see a nice little stand-up war. But I see myself coming out on the top end of that. From the word go, after we touch gloves, it's going to be exciting. I've honestly trained hard enough that I've got gas to sprint for 3 5-minute rounds. I see him not being able to keep up with me, and when that happens,